In this lesson, we're going to review systems. Our objectives are to review system of equations. Basically, we need to remember what they are. To review substitution method. This is the method of solving for a variable and then substituting it into the other equation. Review elimination method. This is the method of getting two of the variables to be the same so we can eliminate that variable. The vocabulary you may need to look up would be system of equations, substitution, and elimination. I'm going to do an example of each just to try and refresh your memory on them. So we're going to start with substitution. What we have is a system. System is usually indicated by this bracket here, or this brace, and then we have two equations inside. When you substitute, one of the first things you want is to solve one of the equations for a variable. Which variable doesn't really matter. This one has x and y on the same side, so it's going to take a little bit more work to solve. This one has the y by itself, but it has a number, so it just takes a little division. So we're going to get this one so that y is all by itself. So we're going to go and we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. So just use a little algebra. What this is going to do is it's going to create another system that's exactly the same. Y equals, well, we're going to divide this by 3 and get 4x, and we're going to divide negative 21 by 3 and get negative 7, and then we'll leave this one exactly how it is. 12x plus 2y equals 1. Okay, now the substitution method basically says I can take this, because it's the same as y, and put it in for y. So I can put it right in there. Now when I put it in, I've got to put parentheses around it just in case I need to distribute or anything like that. So what we'll create is we'll create 12x plus 2 parentheses 4x minus 7 equals 1. Notice y has been taken out, 4x minus 7 has been put in its place. This isn't the only way that substitution works, but it's one of the ways, so just a quick review. So then we would solve this equation for x. Once we know x, we can put it back into this equation, which is already solved for y, and that would be our shortest path to the answer. So we'll have an x and a y in our answer. A system typically is going to have at least 2 answers, an x and a y, sometimes more, depending on the number of equations. If there are 3 equations, there's typically going to be 3 answers. Here there's 2 equations, 2 answers. Alright, so we're going to distribute. 12x plus 8x minus 14 equals 1. Okay? 12x and 8x are going to give us 20x minus 14 equals 1. Now it's just basic algebra here. Add 14 on both sides. So we're going to get 20x equals 15. We're then going to divide by 20. And we get x equals, well, you could divide 15 over 20 and turn it into a decimal. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. So 15 over 20 reduces to 3 over 4. Okay? So there's half of our answer. Now what we need to do is take this 3/4, put it in for x here. So we're going to go y equals 4 times 3/4 minus 7. So I've said x is 3/4, so I can just take it and put it in for x. 4 times 3/4, I'm going to put a 1 over it. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. So I have 12 over 4, which is 3 minus 7 equals y. So my y is really negative 4. And these are my 2 answers. So we could write that as an ordered pair, 3, 4, comma, negative 4. there's our end answer. Okay, that was substitution. Now we're going to look at elimination. So the key with elimination is that our variables are in the exact same spots. If they're not in the same spot, we can either adjust them to eliminate, or I would just go with substitution, solve for one of the variables and substitute. So we got D's and W's over top of each other. What we need to do is turn one of these into being exactly the same. So we want to turn 6 and 12 into the same number, because they're both D's, or we want to turn 10 and 4 into the same number. Both 10 and 4 can make 20. Both 6 and 12 can make 12. I usually go with whichever number is smaller. So 6 and 12 make 12, so I'm going to go with that. To do that, we have to use our ability to distribute. To turn 6 into 12, we want to multiply by 2. To turn 12 into 12, we want to multiply by 1. So in each of these, we're going to distribute and create a new problem. So we take 2 and distribute it to all of these. And that will give us 12D plus 20W equals 200. Notice 2 times 6, 2 times 10, 2 times 100. Then we do the same with our 1s to all of these. So 1 and 12 make 12D, 1 and 4 make positive 4W, and 1 and 88 make 88. Okay, once you have the numbers being the same, what we would do is, if they have opposite signs in front of them, we're going to add everything. If they have the same signs in front of them, we're going to subtract everything. Here we've got positive 12 and positive 12. They're the same, so we're going to subtract everything. So 12D minus 12D is 0. And we don't need the D because it's 0. 20, positive 20, minus positive 4 is positive 16W. And 200 minus 88 is 112. Now from here, we just solve for W. So we're going to get 16W equals 112. Divide by 16. And W is, let's see, 7 times 6 is 2, carry a 4. So it looks like it's 7. So W is 7. So now, to find our D value, we're going to take the 7 and put it into either one of these equations. It shouldn't matter which one, because they both should give us the same answer. So I would just go with whichever one looks simpler. I might go with the one on the bottom, because I've got some smaller numbers for the most part. So we're going to go 12D plus 4 times 7 equals 88. So this is going to be 12D plus 28 equals 88. I can multiply, so I do it. And then we just solve. Minus 28. 12D equals 60. Divide by 12. And D is 5. So here's our answer. If we write this as an ordered pair, we would always go with our alphabetical order. So this would be 5, comma 7. Alright, this was a review on systems and how to solve them. If there's any part of this that you missed or you need to watch again, please pause, rewind, and rewatch, and bring any questions to class. Thank you.